Thank you for clicking our video. This is a very brief overview of a diamond management system that we talk about in a lot of our training and videos that we present to our customers and clients. It starts out very basic. This is the traditional organization chart of most companies. It starts with the office of the president and it works its way down to VPs and all the way down from the top down to the company. And this is the mentality of corporate America in today's business. The one box you could add above president is shareholder. And shareholder has come to mean the evil person who says we must make a profit at the expense of doing business for the good of the company or for the good of the customer. We must provide more growth and more revenue than we did the year before. And it becomes the boogeyman that we use to beat employees over the head with, you must produce more, you must ask for less, we must cut costs. And it's a horrible way of doing a service business, but it's become more and more of an issue in today's times. The diamond management system is a totally different way of looking at this. And it's a simple deal that I apply to any service business. It doesn't matter if you're electrical, HVAC, plumbing, auto mechanic, pool person, any service-based company, this chart should be the organizational chart that you show your employees. And this has been a development of mine that I've worked with from years of being a service manager in trying to get the mentality of the person who deals with the client direct to take ownership of the process. So I'm going to do a very brief description of this, and then we'll do more in future videos in more detail. But as you see, at the top of the food chain is the customer. Without the customer, it doesn't matter how we drive a business, what we want to do, what we want to say. If the customer doesn't do business with us, we're out of business. The next person in line is who is talking to that customer in face to face. I call it a CPOC, which is a central point of contact. If you're a service company, this would be your technician that's in front of that customer. And that person, because a lot of companies say, well, it's my dispatcher who talks. Well, no, they're the one that schedules it, but they're not going to be the one that builds that relationship and that trust with that customer. Your service tech that is in front of that customer is the person that's A, going to listen to the problem, B, offer solutions, and C, provide whatever services that are needed to remedy that problem. And I want that person it's in front of the customer to have the full authority to do whatever is needed to make that customer happy. Now, how do we do that? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have the admin customer support. This is the dispatcher. This is accounting, doing the billings. This is all the unglamorous paperwork into the business that we have to do. But they're the one that's going to schedule the service call. They're going to be the ones that answer any billing questions. They're going to be the ones who make follow-up appointments where if we have to order parts and go back, they're going to be the one to handle the coordinating with the customer and set it up on behalf of the tech that's in front of the customer. Also, on that service tech, that person there, we're going to provide a service department. Now, if this is an automotive shop, your service rep becomes the point of contact, and then the service department becomes their tool. If this is a trade business where you're doing it in customer house, your technician is the point of contact, and then we're going to provide a service manager for tech support. We're going to provide a service department that has other techs where it's more than one person can entail. They have the help and resources necessary. The other part of this becomes the warehouse and parts department. There again, it doesn't matter how good of a technician you are. If you don't have the parts to fix it, you've got to be able to get those parts. And as the point of contact, you may have to tell them, look, we're going to have to get our access to these parts. I've called the warehouse. We can have them in 2 days, whatever. We'll work with admin, and they're the point of saying, this is when the parts will be here. This is what it's going to take once they arrive. And they may say, admin, our customer rep will call you once the parts have arrived and we'll set a time to come out. But a lot of times your tech is relaying information between the warehouse and admin. And I want that tech to have an invested interest, because those parts, if he's told he or she is told they're going to be here Wednesday, and Wednesday those parts are here, I want that person saying, where's my parts at? We told the customer. And then when they get an answer, it says, well, the parts got delayed. They'll be here tomorrow. I want that tech to either have the initiative to call the customer or go to the dispatch and say, look, we need to call this customer, let them know the parts are a day late. They're en route, but I want that point of contact. I want that technician in front of the customer or that service advisor to be vested in the completion of the task. The sales department, if it's a deal where, okay, the HVAC unit's dead, or the toilet or shower is beyond repair, whatever the item is, it needs to be replaced versus repaired. I want that tech to have the sales people that they hand it off to and say, okay, here's the situation. Repairs are cost prohibitive. It was going to cost this much to repair it. Here's come in and look at doing a sales presentation based on this information. And I want every field person who's talking to that customer to have those 4 resources available. Now you will look below, you see the branch manager at the below this. And the branch manager is of access to that point of contact person, because if that person in front of the customer is having an issue where parts inventory is not happening and it's consistent, I want that service person to have the ability to go around the warehouse straight to the branch manager and say, hey, we've got an issue here you need to be aware of. And a lot of times it's not that maybe the parts department isn't the problem, but the parts department is being told by the manufacturer, we can't get these parts for 2 weeks. And their mindset is, okay, well, we'll just have to wait 2 weeks. Sometimes you need to go around them and let the branch manager or the general manager know, hey, we've got an issue. This is becoming a problem, and let them work at it from their point of management with the warehouse. Let them make phone calls to the distributors and do it from the backside. But I never want the person talking to the customer to be put in a position where they look ineffective, untrained, ineffective, etc. So in this system, they've got branches to provide the support they need to take care of that customer, and they have the freedom that if any of those pieces are not happening, to go straight to the branch manager and say, hey, look, I've got a problem. This is not getting done. I need your help. That is the Diamond system in a very short tidbit. We will be covering pieces of it a lot more in detail, but this is a brief synopsis and a brief outline of why the outlook and the change is so different than most businesses today.